All right, then it started.
Great. As a reminder, please mute yourself when others are talking and rename yourself with the role you will be filling today. It's great to welcome our new guest, Zainab. Welcome to our meeting. As we go through the different aspects of our meeting, your participation is completely voluntary. You can just hang out and see what it's about, or you can participate. It's up to you. Looks like we have Felice here.
Hello.
So hi, it looks like we have all the roles filled today besides timer and general evaluator. Does anyone want to volunteer?
I can do timer.
Great. And then I can do general evaluator. Kimberly, also, you were to be evaluator number 2, but Anthony will not be here. Would you evaluate Bill?
Sure, sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for quickly filling all the roles. We'll now move into business and announcements. I just have two. One, a reminder that we are under the base camp outage as they are revamping the base camp. And also for any officers who missed the initial training, there is going to be an additional officer training on November 16th from 8:30 to noon. Is there any other club business?
I'm not aware of any.
Okay, well, with that, we will increase our vocabulary with our word master of the day, and that is filled by
the meeting now?
Yeah, hi everyone. Hello, dear fellow Toastmasters. This is Felice. I'll be our word master today, and the word I am going to be talking about is called quixotic. It's a very awkward pronunciation for me. It's quixotic. The meaning is exceedingly idealistic, unrealistic, and impractical. One example is the quixotic pursuit of perfection in every speech can often hinder the natural flow of communication. Sometimes it's better to be genuine than flawless. And I do bring a small story background about this word. This word is actually originated from the famous Spanish novel called Don Quixote de la Mancha. It's written by Miguel de Cervantes. Sorry, the names are difficult. Miguel de Cervantes. It's published in early 17th century, and it's Spanish novel, right? The title character of the book named Don Quixote, and he is an idealistic but often misguided knight who embarks on a series of impractical and fanciful adventures, such as fighting windmills because he believes they are giants. And over time, the word quixotic, quixotic, it's very difficult to pronounce it, came to describe someone like Don Quixote, someone who is extremely idealistic and pursues unrealistic, impractical, or romantic ideas, often in a foolish or impossible way. So that's the story, and I actually learned something new, and I'd like to share today as well, while I was researching for this word. So even though the word it's coming from originally from the Spanish novel, it was a Spanish word, Spanish name before, it is now considered an English word. In fact, there are many words from other languages, including French, Latin, Spanish, German, have been adopted into English through a process called loan words. And once the words are borrowed, these words often undergo some slight changes in spelling, pronunciation, or meaning to fit more naturally into English usage. Quixotic has adapted into English in the 18th century and is now firmly part of the English vocabulary. and it's used to describe someone with unrealistic or impractical ideas. So I am going to send the word and the example. And if you are interested in the novel, the person's name, I'm sending to you as well. So just a little bit background as well. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Felice. That was such a fun little lesson. Got a story behind it, and you learned about how words come to be in our English language. That's pretty cool. We will now move on to the next portion of our meeting, which is the extemporaneous speaking, led by our table topics master, distinguished Toastmaster Karen Baird.
Thank you. Thank you, President Berkler. I really want to welcome our guest, and can you please pronounce for me your name?
Yes, my name is Zainab.
Oh, Zainab. Okay, Zainab, could you at some point during the meeting put your contact information into the chat, and then afterwards, in the next day or so, I will send you some information about our club.
Yeah, of course. And I'm so sorry. I'm just driving home. I want to get on my laptop so I can turn on my camera.
Oh, safety first, please.
Of course.
All right. We're going into our table topics, and for the sake of our guest, I'll say that our table topics is extemporaneous, off the cuff speaking. I'm going to ask a question, and I'll call on people to answer the question, and they will speak for ideally 1 to 2 minutes. And if they do it perfectly and wonderfully, they will make it into a little mini speech with an opening body and a conclusion. So this is how we practice. Today's theme is about a quixotic group of people called celebrities. So I've got 11 questions having to do with celebrities. So I'm going to go around, I'm going to go clockwise on the people who I'm viewing and ask Toastmaster Bill Moylan to pick a number 1 through 11.
9.
Number 9. If you could live the life of a celebrity for 1 month, which celebrity would you be and why?
Thank you, Madam Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. If I could live the life of a celebrity for 1 month, it would be Barack Obama. I will say that the man is a phenomenal public speaker. He is in probably his 3rd cycle of a career right now, being the humanitarian. But he seems to be in such exciting activity. It might be a bit quixotic of me to think that I could fill this man's shoes, but it's amazing what he's been able to impact. May I simply say, I really missed him as president for a 4-year stretch there. Things seem to be going better, but we got to make sure we all vote coming up, and may the best person be our next president. And I'm sure she'll do a great job. Not that I want to bias any of you, but it might be chaotic of me to think that his complete life is just simply great and a dream. But I feel what he's doing has been so impactful this past 8 years since he left the presidency. And you always think they're going to kind of step back and slow down. He hasn't. And so that would be the celebrity I would pick for a month, would be President Barack Obama.
Thank you, Bill. My next volunteer will be Kimberly Baird Cooley. Kimberly, you can pick 1 through 11, except for number 9.
I'll do 7.
Number 7. Tell us about a celebrity that is least worthy of celebrity status.
That's interesting. A celebrity that is least worthy of celebrity status. The person that comes to mind, and it's just the first person I thought of, was Hulk Hogan. I'm not quite sure why. Hulk Hogan has had a long career as a professional wrestler, but what has he done for me lately? Why are we even talking about him still? If he didn't have a weird handlebar mustache, and if he didn't wear that crazy onesie that showed off all those muscles, would we even be paying attention to him? I don't think so. And what do I care what Hulk Hogan thinks about anything? He made his career and his celebrity off of physical strength and gravitas. And now he doesn't have physical strength anymore. So I think we should stop paying attention to him. And I don't want to see him in that weird little onesie anymore. I don't want to see anybody in that weird little onesie, to be honest. It's unflattering, and the wrestlers, they have so many muscles in places that I've never seen muscles before, so it's a little unsettling. But I think Hulk Hogan, we just, no more. Sayonara, goodbye, sir. You've had your time, but it's over. No ill will, but hang up the onesie. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly Baird Cooley. And now, Toastmaster Jelena Verkler, which number would you like? Please come up.
Almost turned off my computer trying to unmute. So 9 and what has been
9 and
already?
7 have been taken.
I will do 11.
Oh, this is the longest one.
Oh, okay.
In Shakespeare's play, Twelfth Night, it says, "Be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them." Are you afraid of greatness? Why or why not?
Thank you for that question. To be frank, I am not afraid of greatness. I have been a successful person my entire life, and I've always been motivated by my desire to help others. So if you ask me what makes a person great, it would be their willingness and ability to work towards providing a better future for everyone. With that being said, I find when I'm in rooms, I'm not always the first one to volunteer, to be the leader, to take charge, to decide the direction that we're going. And so I wouldn't say that I seek out greatness, but when the opportunity is given to me, when greatness is thrust upon me, I take every advantage of that, and I will do anything I can to make sure I achieve my aims. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Verkler. Amy Dukes, would you like to try table topics today?
Yes, I would. Sorry, I'm late.
That's all right. Pick a number 1 through 11. If you pick one that's already picked, I'll say pick again.
3.
3. All these are celebrity themed, by the way.
Okay.
Convince us of why someone you know should be a celebrity.
Convince you guys of someone that should be a celebrity. I am going to say me. I wanted, or still can be to this day, wanted to be a celebrity hairstylist. So that would get me out in the world, magazines, fashion shows, runway, anything that I could be in the limelight, that's what I wanted to be. Doing Victoria's Secret fashion shows, things here in the city of Detroit, hair shows, that would make me a celebrity. I could be in the magazines, from Essence to Vogue to GQ, that would make me a celebrity. I am dedicated, hardworking, determined to, and I still, if I could get there, I would become a celebrity hairstylist. So I hope that convinced you guys that I could be a celebrity.
I'm convinced, and maybe you can come style my hair sometime. I would love that.
Of course, of course.
All right. My next volunteer will be Felice Wong. Felice, what number would you like?
I'll do number 1.
Number 1. Tell us about a celebrity that makes you laugh.
Somebody that made me laugh. Okay, so majority of the celebrities, I don't remember their names. That's my problem. But I can tell you the person that came into my mind when I was thinking of the answer for this question is the actor for the Harry Potter. So he was actually I watched the first movie, I think, when he first became Harry Potter many years ago when I was also a kid. He was about the same age as me, I think. And everybody loved him, of course, and he was so adorable and everything. He was just the Harry. And then it's probably not laugh, but still it's some kind of disappointment as he grows up. He's no longer the kind of Harry that we're thinking about on our mind later on in the later series. And I think now I still see like there are interviews for them, and the movie comes back to our view sometimes about the three of them, the friends, and he's he used to be the super celebrity of the three, but now I think Hermione, she is much better. I would love as a character now, as a person, as a celebrity now. That is my answer.
Thank you, Felice. My next volunteer is going to be Toastmaster Dottie Hamilton. Dottie, which number would you like? We have all the even numbers and also number 5.
7.
We've already had 7.
9.
We've already had 9. These are the numbers you can have: 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, or 10.
I apologize for misunderstanding.
That's okay. Go ahead.
8.
8. Number 8. What local celebrity do you like the best and why?
Thank you, Table Topics Master. To our fellow Toastmasters and our guests, I am thinking about a local celebrity. You wouldn't know her, but her name is Cynthia Diane Perkins Smith. I've watched this lady for 20 to 25 years. And she came into my life to help me and mentor me, get me out of my shell, get me out of the background, and bring me up front. So watching her, she loves helping people. She is not afraid of being in the limelight. I've seen her go from district women's president to the state women's president to the national women's president And now I see she's going into the International Women's Office. This lady here is a local celebrity in the circles in which I travel. And so I would love for many more people to know her. She wrote a book called Just Let Me Tell You, in which she traces her life from being 3 or 4 years old and having people push her forward and giving her the self-confidence that she can do anything. And I have seen her do it. So remember, Cynthia Diane Perkins Smith. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're on mute.
You're muted.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. All right, next volunteer is going to be Toastmaster Hessie Johnson. You can have number 2, 4, 5, 6, or 10. Which one would you like?
5.
5. What celebrity have people told you that you resemble? And what's your reaction to that?
Could you please repeat that again?
What celebrity have people told you that you resemble? And what is your reaction to that?
Thank you for that question. First of all, I've never been told that I resemble a celebrity. However, with the hairstyle that I have today, I think about Lucille Ball. And I think about her in a zany type way, because behind her picture of funniness, she was a very astute businesswoman and a financial woman. And I love to smile and I love to laugh. And there are very few people that really get to see the inner serious side of me when it comes to business, finances. And if you ever come to my home, you would see that I'm very organized and I don't like things move out of where they're supposed to be, because I always say, if I can't see, I know where it is anyway. So I have always admired Lucille Ball. And when I wear this particular style, I think of myself as a celebrity similar to her. However, no one has ever said that to me, and I don't understand, because I have 7 sisters, but I am my mother's prettiest child. And I don't understand why the world does not recognize that I am here and that I am pretty and that the paparazzis are not following me around. I have one sister that thinks that she's a paparazzi. So when we get together, she annoys everyone by taking pictures. But I want the world to see me, because one of the things that I say every morning from the play and the movie, The Color Purple, is thank God I am here. So I am my own celebrity.
Thank you, Toastmaster Johnson. Our guest, Zinab, would you like to try?
Sure.
Okay.
I probably won't be as good as everybody else, but.
The questions still available are number 2, 4, 6, and 10.
I'll do 2.
Question 2. Tell us about a celebrity that you admire.
Okay. A celebrity that I admire is Halsey. I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with who Halsey is. I think that they are they have been a huge impact on my life, just in general. They've gotten me through a lot of tough times with their music and their songs, their lyrics. They've definitely been there for me without even knowing. And yeah, I've always admired them and their ability to create albums and to create music when they're going through so much, because I don't know if anybody has heard that they are experiencing a lot of health issues right now, and they're still able to, you know, put out these amazing songs, and it's really inspiring, and I definitely admire it.
Thank you. And congratulations on your very first table topic. Well done.
Thank
well
you.
done. I see that Kalpana has joined us. Kalpana, we are doing table topics. Can I give you a table topic?
Definitely. Would love to try.
There are 3 left. Would you like number 4, 6, or 10?
6.
Number 6. All of these are themed about celebrities. Number 6. Who, in your opinion, is one of the greatest celebrities of all time? And tell us why.
Madam Table Topic Master and fellow Toastmasters, I do not need to think twice. The important celebrity of my life is Dr. Ralph Smedley. I admired him. It was a single man's vision a century ago, exactly on this date, that created Toastmasters. Started with few members and we have spread to 350,000 members, more above it, and it's widespread all around the world. I really admire him, the perseverance and the effort he's taken to create this camaraderie among Toastmasters. I'm here in England, but I can join in US or anywhere in the world, and still I'm invited with open heart, with smiles, just like you're doing now, and allowed to participate in things which no other organizations does it. The only regret is women weren't allowed for 50 years. 1924 it was introduced, and only after 50 years women were allowed. And the first woman joined Toastmasters pretending to be a man, but she later became the international president. Otherwise, Toastmasters, I love it. I inspire from it. I grow from it. I was hesitant to do a table topic a year ago. Now I'm able to bring my thoughts outside of my head. There were times I wanted to give few sentences answer, but only one word came through. But now I'm moving on to division contest in my division. So that's why I've joined here to do some table topic practice. So it's all due to Toastmasters. I appreciate it so much. I would love to inspire others to join Toastmasters to get the benefit out of it and grow and get better and inspire all the people in the world so they get up to their maximum effort and level. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh. Well, thank you all participants for this table topic session around celebrities. And now I will return the handshake and invite up to the lectern our president to introduce the next speaker.
Thank you for those amazing table topics. I love the theme. We will now move into the prepared speech portion of our meeting. Today we have Bill Moylan, Distinguished Toastmaster Bill Moylan, giving the speech number 1. He is on the pathway Persuasive Influence, with the project being Understanding Conflict Resolution. This speech will be 5 to 7 minutes in length. So his speech title is Remodeling Your Kitchen, the Ultimate Conflict Resolution. And he will be sharing a recount of his recent major kitchen remodeling project with suggestions on dealing with the inherent conflicts. You can take it away, Bill.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Remodeling your kitchen. This is the ultimate journey in conflict resolution. Now, in new construction, you're basically starting with a blank sheet. And you can see here where we're starting from a simple slab. You've got the stub-ups where you want them to be. But when you're doing a remodeling project, something's already there and you got to contend with it. And this is what gets us into a rather interesting and chaotic adventure, because it's really some very creative destruction of your home. Now think of it, this new beautiful kitchen. This is the end result that you want. And you want it quickly, you want it inexpensively, and you want it perfect. Rather a chaotic idea. Because really, it's a whole series of construction destruction when you're remodeling. Now, conflict resolution. It's defined as a disagreement or disharmony between individuals or groups. Conflict is often inevitable. And if not resolved, it can escalate and even worsen any situation. However, if you manage it well, conflict can be an opportunity to improve relationships and strengthen organizations. What a chaotic notion, particularly when you're dealing with your kitchen. Let's first look at the different causes of conflict. A misunderstanding. This was my original kitchen that my wife and I moved to some 3+ years ago. I look upon this and I'm happy with it. I'm okay with the natural cherry wood cabinets. We've got a center island. We've got this L-shaped. To me, it's functional. Well, let's simply understand that my idea that form follows function was really a conflicting style with my wife. She really didn't like the brown hues and the slab she called butt ugly. What she wanted was an open, airy, much more the white and the shaker style cabinets. Another part of a cause of conflict, varying points of view. And when you're dealing with any construction project, but particularly your kitchen, you've got designers, you have architects, you have contractors, you have engineers, you've got the city itself with the different types of inspections you're going to go through, and of course you have your spouse. Situational challenges. Notice on the left that the cold water tap, you can't turn it. It's hitting the backsplash. Another, what had been the heat for the upstairs bathroom did kind of a zigzag to get there. Well, that wall came down. So we had to go something else. They just brought it right straight up and whoops, we got some things in the way. And lastly, or let me say first, is we have to start with identifying the different conflicts. Now, in construction, you've got the different points of view. And when you can focus on what the real issue is, you can have a meaningful discussion. Or we can have something that might escalate like this, can get a little bit heated. We have to actively listen to deal with conflict. And in construction, maybe this is the why we all wear hard hats. These discussions should have a little bit more active listening. We have to negotiate solutions. Here it comes, where we need to do what's called a functional evaluation. Even though we've got things running in face of others, what do we have to do to make it work? And then make a reasonable solution. Now, sometimes, let's say the designer just can't understand why people just can't get it. Why is it taking so long? Why is it costing so much? Why don't you just listen to me? This is where we all need to have empathy. Construction can be physically taxing, mentally and emotionally off the chart. But we all want that best possible result. Now, here are some tips from Bill of how to get through this chaotic adventure. First, you have to have a backup kitchen. See, that's why when people move into a new home or one that has been recycled to you, if they already have the kitchen done, boy, is that a big plus. You can get better than 100% of your investment back because when you're rebuilding the kitchen, you don't have a kitchen. You got to have something backup. Think your dorm room and what you did. Another one, you have to understand construction scheduling. Getting the people there, getting the material there, getting everything to line up, it can be very challenging. Now we think of the trade-offs between quality, cost, and time. Now tell me, what do we people really want? They want it perfect, done for free, completed yesterday. We can't quite do that. Another, don't deviate from the scope during construction. Think of Thanksgiving dinner. Think of what it's going to be when you're done. But if you're kind of making comments about work in progress, well, it might be this harmonious type of a dinner coming together, or it might be a little bit different watching it being made. Only fools and children comment on an unfinished job. I learned that from my grandma Moylan. You have to deal with unforeseen conditions because that is the one thing that you know that you don't know. You've got to uncover it. But enjoy the journey. It's really a lot of fun to see it come together and then love the result. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much for that great speech. We will now move into the evaluation portion of our meeting. So, Kimberly, could I have you give your evaluation of Bill's speech? And this will be 2 to 3 minutes in length.
Okay, let me get my bearings. I have to time
I always feel
myself.
like it should a little pause so you can get your thoughts straight before you dive straight into the evaluation.
Okay. Toastmaster Bill Moylan, this was a great speech. Your goals, according to the evaluation form, were to develop or enhance your understanding of strategies to address conflict and to share some aspect of your experience learning about and or resolving conflict. And I think that your example of reconstructing your kitchen and all the various trials and tribulations that have gone along with doing that was fabulous. I really liked that you inserted yourself into the frame where it does the cutout of you, and then there's the background. And speaking of the background, you chose really great background images, and that really increased audience engagement. I saw a lot of laughing and smiling, and people were really curious to see what was going to come up next to go with your anecdote. So that was great. Good job there. You did some really good alliteration. What was it? I wrote it down. Hold on, it's in my notes somewhere. Form follows function. That was wonderful. I liked the alliteration. It was easy to remember. If I could read my own handwriting, it would have been easier. So that was great. You defined disagreement so that we could all start from a common place of understanding of what we were looking at for conflict resolution. You had really nice hand movements and facial expressions. You've got those really dark eyebrows, which I'm so jealous of. I don't have dark eyebrows. So you use them to their fullest ability to give your facial expressions a lot more zing. So that's really good. And the hand movements, especially when you were saying you do this and then you do that, great hand movements. You did the zigzag for gestures, so that was really great. The only thing I caught that I think you could do better on, you had a teeny tiny moment where you misspoke. You meant to say first and then you said last, but it's really hard to pick on something you could do better because you're such a great speaker. You did kind of go close to your time limit. You had 7 minutes and 24 seconds, but you closed it up within the time frame of the 30-second grace period. So that's all good. And I think that's all I wrote down. Yes, that was it. Great speech. I was very entertained. So was everyone else. It was very enjoyable. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly. As we know, the evaluation portion is one of the most important parts of our meeting. From there, we will move into the table topics evaluation, which the role will be filled by Felice.
Yeah, dear fellow Toastmasters, I signed up for this challenge to evaluate our table of topics, and I am truly challenged today because most of the celebrities' name you just talked about, I was not able to remember them. So please forgive me if I just called the person that you're talking about as the person. I don't have their names here. So for today's table topics, Toastmaster Karen Baird gave us interesting questions related to celebrities. I will go by the sequence that had answered questions. From the first one, Toastmaster Bill Moylan, you talked about living the life as Barack Obama for months, and you really explained the reason because you admired him as a great public speaker, as a great president, and all the good things that you think about, you liked about him, and you think that living the life would be wonderful. As usual, you're speaking with that confidence and in a very not too fast, not too slow, very proper pace of explaining this very well. And the next one, Toastmaster Kim Baird, you were talking about the professional wrestler, former professional wrestler. And I think at the beginning you were hesitant about the question, like who you wanted to talk about. You thought about it for a while, but then you came up with the person, and I can see that you are letting your thought leading the speak, letting the idea flow through, and started talking more. And you also engaged a little bit humor in the explanation, and that talked about your opinion of how he shouldn't be a celebrity of some sort. Yeah. And the third person, Toastmaster Jelena Berkler. It's a question not asking about one person. It's if you are afraid of greatness, and your answer of not afraid and you're not seeking to it, but you will. Basically, you're saying you're trying to be be a good person, and when it comes, you will accept whatever you need to take. And I think by you're saying this and you're conveying that attitude through your speaking, so you're giving us the feeling of confident and all the things, all the personalities that you have aligns with what answer you're giving, and it feels it's really I like the answer, and I think it feels like if one day the chance comes, you will be that great person. You will be. And the next one, Toastmaster Amy Dukes. And the question was about someone you know should be celebrity. And I think you thought about it for 1 second, but then you said yourself should be, and you talked about wanting to be a great hairstylist. And I think the way that you quickly find the direction that you want to talk about and start forming your thoughts to answer the question, that is a great part for this. Next person, Toastmaster Dottie Hamilton. The question was about a local celebrity that you like best. And you were giving a very clear speech of this person, and it's very well structured. This is a person that I think we are not familiar with, and you are giving the introduction in a very well structured way that you're talking about what this person do and why you liked her. So that was a very good answer. And the next one, Toastmaster Heisey Johnson. It's the celebrity that you resemble. And you're really, I think the answer is partly you're talking about yourself and partly you're talking about the celebrity that you have a similar hairstyle to. And it's a very interesting thought that you're not directly like hitting to the point that answers the question, but you're still talking about it in a related area, and you answer the question well. That we understand your thoughts on this topic. The next one, Toastmaster Zainab. I'm sorry, I cannot pronunciate your last name. Zainab, right? And it's the talking about the celebrity that you admire. And I think it's a brief answer, but I think you feel very comfortable speaking, and you have a very it's a very well organized tone, and you are talking about it in a good, very comfortable way. So that's if that is the first time that you're answering for table topics, that's really great. It's a great start. And our last answer from Toastmaster Kalpana Ramesh. It's about the greatest celebrity that you're talking about, that you are on your mind. You are really speaking from your heart. I can see that you really admire this person a lot, and you conveyed the passion in your speech about why you think this person would be the greatest celebrity. Thank you for telling us the story. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Felice. With that, we will move on to the role that challenges us to remove those filler words from our vocabulary. And this role is filled today by Dottie Hamilton.
Hello again. As a counter grammarian, it is my task to listen and note crutch words such as so, you know, incorrect grammar, run-ons, superb language, and use of the day. We will start with Toastmaster Bill Moylan. He loved the word of the day. He used it 6 times. It rolled off his tongue like music. And yes, 2 weeks ago, when I was teasing him about how he can cover up his and go right into his sentence, so it's almost imperceptible. Today, there weren't any. I commend you for listening and attending. Toastmaster Jelena, 2 that was used today. Felice, Toastmaster Felice, we want to make sure that is not your crutch word. That's what you want to do. I love the fact that you are stretching and growing. Wonderful. It's just that you don't want to use too often. Really, not at all. Toastmaster Karen, we are excited about you using the word of the day. You don't have any fillers or crutch words at all. You exemplify what we are aspiring in our Toastmaster endeavors. Toastmaster Kim Baird Cooley, I love the superb use of the word alliteration as you were talking, and you used the word of the day and only one crutch word. I have used the twice tonight. So you know I am really listening in order to catch myself. Toastmaster Amy Dukes, two ahs, two and moving right along in your growth. Toastmaster Hissy Johnson, nothing. You did a wonderful job of flowing in your speaking on off the cuff, how they were talking about who do you look like as a celebrity. We have Toastmaster Kalpana. Wonderful job. Only one crutch word, which is You did well. You have experienced the growth that you are desiring. Thank you for your testimony. Our guest, Zanab, we applaud you because it is like going into the water, putting both feet in the water and just waiting and getting in there to do what you need to do for the growth that you want to achieve. We're proud to have you with us. I believe I called everyone's name, and thank you so much for the opportunity of helping as the counter grammarian.
Thank you, Dottie. Can we now have our timers report from Kimberly?
I would be happy to give the timers report. For table topics, I'm going to go in the order that we spoke in. So Toastmaster Bill Moylan talked about his month as Barack Obama for 1 minute and 31 seconds. Actually, I'm going to go in the order that I just wrote your names down in, which is how they appeared on my screen. Toastmaster Hissy Johnson talked about her celebrity resemblance, question mark, at least in the hair, with Lucille Ball for 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Toastmaster Dottie Hamilton talked about local celebrity Cynthia Diane Perkins Smith for 2 minutes. Toastmaster and Madam President Jelena Verkler told us that she was not afraid of greatness in 1 minute and 9 seconds. Prospective Toastmaster Zainab talked about how Halsey has inspired and gotten her through some difficult times in 56 seconds. I was not able to time myself because I'm poor. I do a bad job at multitasking. Toastmaster Amy Dukes talked about why she should be a celebrity hairstylist for 1 minute and 15 seconds. Toastmaster Felice talked about Daniel Radcliffe from the Harry Potter series for 1 minute and 40 seconds. And Toastmaster Kalpana Ramesh talked about the greatest celebrity of all time, the founder of Toastmasters, for 2 minutes and 21 seconds. And our prepared speech of conflict resolution, remodeling the kitchen. That was a 5 to 7 minute speech that lasted for 7 minutes and 24 seconds by Bill Moylan. Thank you.
And if I can jump in, Kimberly's evaluation for Bill's speech was 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So right on time.
Great. We will now move into the general evaluation of the meeting. So the meeting commenced right on time. We had a warm welcome extended to our guests in an effort to gather their information. Again, Zainab, if you could put your contact information in the chat, that would be really helpful. We were so fortunate to have our area director, Hesse, in attendance today. And despite having a few roles to fill, the team quickly stepped up to the challenge. We had a great word of the day that sparked an engaging discussion and revealed how foreign language words influence our vocabulary. With table topics, we were focused on the theme of celebrities. And I think the random assignment of questions by number added a little element of fun. Bill, in his table topics, reminded us of the importance of participating in the upcoming election, underscoring our civic responsibilities. Our guest Zainab courageously volunteered for her first table topics, showing commendable initiative. We also had Kalpana, who shared her transformative experiences with Toastmasters and highlighted her growth in this extemporaneous speaking that we do. Although we slightly exceeded the allotted time for table topics, the absence of a second speaker allowed for some flexibility today. For our prepared speeches, Bill delivered a compelling speech on conflict resolution. He effectively incorporated visual aids and used the word of the day several times. Kimberly provided insightful feedback in her evaluation, emphasizing one of the most valuable aspects of our meeting. And then additionally, Felice offered helpful feedback on the table topics, enhancing the experience in a way that I think sets our club apart from others now that we've added this element. The timers report indicated that all the speakers adhered to the time limits, and the all counter and grammarian did her job to encourage us to minimize filler words. Overall, it was a really successful and engaging meeting. And with that, I will open for any comments or questions. If anyone has any thoughts on the meeting or how it could be improved, we would love to hear that.
I have one quick half a story that I want to tell you. I've been in Toastmasters for years. I have a niece in Florida that I've been telling her about Toastmasters for years. In the height of Milton, she decided, because she was having conflict at her job and she's a manager at a hospital, she decided that she would go to a Toastmaster meeting. Well, I want you to know, she called me. We talked for 2 hours. She was elated. She was screaming and hollering. What a good time, how positive it was. They included her in table topics. And then they asked her, why did she come to the meeting? But this is in the hurricane in Florida. I couldn't believe it. However, she told them about me and why she came to the meeting. And she said the whole room was giving her positive feedback. And the magic words she said was, I'm joining that club, Auntie. I am joining it. And I said to her, go back a couple times and make sure it's the right fit for you. But I've been in Toastmasters since 2009, and I've been talking about it. And here she decided, when the wind is blowing every direction but the right direction, that she's going to go to a Toastmasters meeting in her area. So I just tell you that, keep talking up Toastmasters because it works.
Great. Anyone else? Zainab, I know this is your first time here at our meeting. Did you have any thoughts about today?
Sure, yeah. I actually also have a question. But first of all, I really enjoyed this meeting. I thought it was a great experience, a great first experience. And I was very nervous to answer a table topic question because you guys were all so great at it. So I was like, oh no, I'm going to be horrible. But I think you all did such an amazing job, and this was really beneficial. I'm actually a master's level social work student, so I had to join this meeting for an assignment that I'm doing. So I was just wondering, would it be okay with everybody if I took a quick picture of us all in the meeting to share with my classmates, if that's okay with everybody? Can I just get a thumbs up from everyone? Okay, perfect. I'm going to take it really quickly. Got it. Great. Thank you so much.
Oh, Karen, you're on mute.
Since we had one picture, I'd like to take a second one. Is that all right with everyone? We can maybe put it on our club website. Ready? All right. Look like how you want to look in a picture. Thank you.
I just wanted to share, I feel like as a timer, I should have explained the timing rules before we got into the table topics, especially since we have guests. So I think next time I'm the timer, I'll make more of a concerted effort to do that. Since from an outside perspective, if I saw the colors changing, I'm sure you could figure it out, and it's not, it's pretty intuitive, but it would have been helpful to explain.
It was a great meeting. Every time I come here, everyone is so enthusiastic and have so much positive energy that comes through the computer. It takes a lot to put that energy through the internet, I'll say it that way. And everyone does that. And I just appreciate visiting the club. And I'm going to be back when I can give a speech and get some kind of credit. And Dr. Mullen, you always look so serious. But when I look at you, I always think about what you said, that you have 13 or 14 DTMs.
Currently, I have 19 DTMs, and I'm working on number 20. And it's, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I've accepted the club sponsor, but more importantly, the club mentor for a new club, which is chartering very soon at the federal building in Detroit. It'll be called the Federal Government Agency Club.
Okay.
It's at the 16th floor, which is HUD, Housing and Urban Development, but it'll be open to, it's a closed government club, but it'll be on that. But if we do charter November, December, I have a 6-month responsibility as mentor. That's the last activity. And so I'll be applying that award for this club on July 1st of next year to give us the point that way. So
I am inspired by you. Thank you.
well, it was mentioned about the first female member, that was Helen Blanchard.
Yes.
And she joined in 1965 in California. It was her husband's club. And then when they did approve women officially being able to join, you could be all male, as it had been, since 1924. So it was some 50 years that Toastmasters, because it was at the YMCA, which was always all male. Women were not allowed to go. But the YWCA was only women. And so Mrs. Rouse Medley started International Toastmistresses. And so they had the two organizations. But then it was, she became international president in 1975. And her tagline for her year as president, before I became a member in 1981, but it was, if you get out of Toastmasters, everything you can get out of Toastmasters, you'll never get out of Toastmasters. So I think it's something for all of us to remember. People say, how can you be in so long? I said, it's my hobby. I enjoy it. I don't think about, as hissy as you were saying, gee, this is like a job. I said, it's more than a job. It's a calling for many people. I've seen many people, yes, if you practice, you can become a better public speaker. But the real value to me of Toastmasters, to our guests, it's when you evaluate another speaker. Then you start becoming your own evaluator. Now, I do appreciate the very nice evaluation that Kim gave me, but if anyone would like to hang on after, I'll give you my evaluation of Bill and where I screwed up in a couple of places that I was able to get over. So nothing major, but it was, a faux pas. but on that. And it was something that this club, because Karen Baird was the first one where you have that advance where you're kind of in front of the PowerPoint. And I tried that, and then the next time I did a PowerPoint, I didn't, and people really got upset with me over that. So that's when I had to create that special one this way, of getting so I'd have a slide, then I'd slip something else in. Those are two separate slides. It just to be aware, but we learned this
Yes.
from it. And as it was mentioned to me in that evaluation, it's more impactful when they can see you, the speaker, with the presentation behind, as opposed to just that screen.
Yes.
I think that's true. If we were in person, you'd see me off to the side with that up on the screen or being projected, and you still get that same piece. So it's the way of working with it. So it's a good club. Now, the friend of yours that joined a club down in Florida, they can be a dual member with us.
Well, this is what I'm going to say. It's my niece that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Look, I'm overexcited that she decided to take this step. So I'm just going to wait until she's paid her money, and then her and I can share news, and then I'll just get her settled in this one club. It's taken all these years, and the enthusiasm, like I said, and the screaming and hollering in the phone about how excited she was, I was surprised. That's all I can tell you, because my conversation to her was, are you okay? Is everyone there fine? Is your husband, that sort of thing. And she's like, no. And I'm thinking to myself, homes are being destroyed, so why are they having a Toastmaster meeting? But I know we go on forever. That's all I thought it was kind of funny, because it's a serious situation where she is, but she found a club that was meeting, and I know we meet through all types of weather, snow and everything else, and she was so moved. And I just want you to know, I was very happy, not that it was my niece, but because I know her situation. And she said to me, I had to talk, because she's kind of quiet. So for her screaming in the phone, talking to me, let me know they had said something to her to kind of push her confidence up. So you just don't know. It was like somebody had gave me a pot of gold.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me tonight. It was so inspiring to hear Bill's Toastmaster journey and about Mrs. Ralph Smedley. I didn't know about this at all, so it's new information, and it was good to hear like the speech and the evaluations and everything out of it. Sorry, I joined a bit late, but it was a very useful, very organized. And the most important part, as rightly mentioned in the past, is the evaluations. It was really good. Table topics, not all the clubs do. So it's a good thing to get some feedback on it as well. Thank you.
All right, I'm just going to jump right in. I want to make everyone aware that we have 3 more meetings for the rest of this year. Our next meeting will be November 12th, then the 24th. Our last meeting of the year will be December 10th. So be thinking about, what do you want to accomplish this year? How far do you want to get in your Toastmaster goals? We have 3 more meetings for you to do your speeches or other roles that you want to accomplish this year. So we can start with looking at our next meeting on the 12th. That's 3 weeks from now. So we're going to have a little, because of the calendar, we have a little extended break until next meeting. So let's look at what the roles are and who wants to fulfill which role. And I'll let Bill Moylan take over with that.
Thank you. Would anyone like to serve as Toastmaster? Or I can send this out. We had a second speaker lined up for today, but he wasn't able to be with us. But Anthony Gore is going to be giving us icebreaker the next meeting on the 12th. But I'll send this out now. Please sign up for that.
And I'm not going to let the meeting end without inviting Zinab to join our club. And I will be sending you some information. I'll send it to your email. And if you have any questions, I'm going to send you my contact information and also the email for our club president. And if you have any questions, you can contact either one of us. Amy Dukes, have you given further thought to joining the club?
Yes, I sent my information. I think it was supposed to be, it got sent off. So
Oh, okay.
I'm just waiting on to make sure you guys did get the information. I know I asked my boss and she said everything was good, but I'm just waiting.
Okay.
So.
All right. I'm not sure if you sent that to me or to Jelena, but we will look for that.
Okay.
And it's Amy Dukes, Dukes?
Correct.
And you're joining?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm putting that in the email.
Thank you guys so much.
All right.
Well, with that, I will sum up the end of the meeting. Our next meeting of the year will be Tuesday, November 12th. I hope to see you all there. I'll send out a calendar invite with the link shortly after that. And with that, I will adjourn the meeting and wish you all a pleasant rest of your evening.
Thank you. Jelena, can you stay on for a minute?
Yep.